morning, and welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. Yes, I'm flying solo again today. Not because my friend David didn't do a great job on the Tom MacDonald reaction, but to be honest, I can't afford to have David sitting here when he's helping me on a construction project. He's just too valuable. But I will have him back here soon. Definitely when we do another Tom MacDonald. You know, at age 71, this has been the busiest summer of my life. At the Harvard House here, where my studio is located, I've never mentioned this before, but we also have a 4-unit bed and breakfast and a wedding venue and a small farm. This has been the busiest summer. We've had 3 weddings, and we've been pretty much booked solid every weekend at least for the entire summer. So all this is by way of explanation as to how I happened to miss a fabulous song from Dax that came out in June. Fortunately, it wasn't totally missed by the general public. It does have 3.5 million views. Although it's not a song that's been reacted to by a lot of the big name reactors, so that's probably how it slipped under the radar. Dax is an incredible artist. You know, not only is there great depth to the lyric, he's one of the few rappers that can actually sing, and he sings beautifully. Even perhaps better than all that, he's a tremendous actor. He creates the most astonishing videos. And this is an example of that. Searching for a Reason came out in June. It's based upon the story of Alice going down the rabbit hole and ending up in Wonderland. This is the official video of the song, and luckily it contains the lyrics in a closed caption because it's very dense writing, and I have watched it. I just discovered it last night, and I watched it 4 or 5 times, and it's kind of like a Tom MacDonald song. There's so much packed into this that it's very difficult to hear and understand it all. But I'm going to give it my best shot. God, if I'm chasing the wrong things, redirect me. That might be a clue as to why the song has not received a lot of mainstream reaction. I've noticed that people are sometimes uncomfortable when songs touch on areas of faith and God. Certain people, they tend to avoid those songs.
No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are a light. Trust gets you killed, love gets you hurt, being real gets you hated, so tell me what it's worth. I done seen these people change and try to twist up all my words. I've been stuck inside a maze, they say that means that I'm on earth.
That's the chorus. Trust will get you killed, love will get you hurt. If you're real, it'll get you hated. So what's it worth? And life is like a maze, which means that he's on earth. Life has always been a maze, I guess. But life in the last 2.5 years has been a 3D maze of very, very difficult challenges to negotiate for everybody.
Love gets you hurt, being real gets you hated, so tell me what it's worth. I done seen these people change and try to twist up all my words. I've been stuck inside a maze, they say that means that I'm on earth. If they wanna know my pain, then they can read it in a verse. If they praying on my name, it better be inside a church. Don't need diamonds, don't need chains, I ain't a slave to all these perks. I ain't perfect, but I'm working, God, I swear that I'm still searching for a reason. Now I'm trying like I'm diving off the deep end. Underwater, don't nobody hear me screaming. I'm surrounded by these money-hungry demons.
So this is the first appearance of, besides the White Rabbit, of course, of characters from the Alice in Wonderland. This is, of course, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Although much a more menacing version of those two. They're money-hungry demons that Dax feels that he's surrounded by. You hear that a lot, actually, from rap stars, that feeling that everyone's out to get a piece of their money. And it's probably true because they make good money, so... And not just rap stars. Many famous rock and roll acts have had difficulty, managers stealing all their money. I heard that Billy Joel's brother-in-law stole $30 million from him when he made him his manager. That could mess your family up pretty good.
Hear me screaming. I'm surrounded by these money-hungry demons. I'm surrounded, so many fakes I stopped counting. No gravity, but I'm still grounded. They can't see cause their vision is clouded. Man, I feel like I'm walking on mountains. My heart broke, but yes, it's still pounding. Lost my soul and then went and found it. I hope heaven ain't full of grounded. Hell ain't worth it, I'll scream and shout it. Don't make these people your...
Alright, I didn't recognize this at first, but this is the Cheshire Cat, and he appears to give a little message. Before we listen to that, I think the singing on this is just remarkable. I mean, I guess it's a rap style, but it's beyond rap. Beautiful voice that he has.
Hell ain't worth it, I'll scream and shout it. Don't make these people your idols. Forget about all of the followers. Jesus had 12 disciples. If they tell you it's fake, it's cause they ain't fought for survival. And when they facing the judges, they'll put their hand on the Bible. Got my faith like a gun and I laid it off like a rifle. I keep speaking the truth and I do not care if it's viral. I ain't changing for nothing, no getting trapped in your cycle. Cause I know failure ain't fatal and that success isn't final. I got love for...
I know that failure is not fatal and success is not final. Very wise words from a young man. He doesn't care if his message goes viral. The Cheshire Cat tells him not to worry about how many followers you have. Jesus only had 12, so you don't need 1 million followers or even 1,000. Today's world, everything is based on followers, and I'm as guilty as anything else. I'm happy every time I get a new subscriber, even though it's a fairly low number, every time I get a new viewer. There's a certain high that you get from social media, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or wherever, when someone likes what you did, reinforces what you did, comments on what you did. And we all live for it. But in the long run, does it mean anything? Not a hell of a lot.
No getting trapped in your cycle, cause I know failure ain't fatal and that success isn't final. I got love for my enemies, you can check all my vitals. All the negative energy is a downward spiral. You can cancel me, laugh at me, call me out of my title. It won't break me or shake me, no, I will not show weak.
So this young lady is, of course, the caterpillar smoking the hookah. Another character, although she doesn't look much like a caterpillar to me. But she's definitely smoking something. And if you'll notice, at first she blows the smoke into his face, and then he comments about how he's feeling confused, perhaps from the effects of whatever it is she's smoking. And at the very end, it's kind of scary. She appears to inhale not only the smoke, but she takes the breath away from Dax, and he actually collapses. So a little of a horror movie going on here.
You can check all my vitals. All the negative energy is a downward spiral. You can cancel me, laugh at me, call me out of my title. It won't break me or shake me, no, I will not show weakness. Is this real life or am I dreaming? Why are these times so misleading? I don't see God but believe him. And I don't need fame, you can keep it. Trust gets you killed, love gets you hurt. Being real gets you hated, so tell me what it's worth. I done seen these people change and try to twist up all my words. I've been stuck inside a maze, they say that means that I'm on earth. If you walked inside my shoes, you would last a day. I ain't got nothing to lose by having some faith.
It took me quite a while to realize that this character with the red hair and the hat is Dax again. I mean, the makeup, obviously he's no longer black. and he's got bright red hair. He's supposed to represent the Mad Hatter. For those of us who grew up watching the Disney cartoon, this doesn't look very much like the Alice in Wonderland that we remember. But apparently there was a more recent version of Alice in Wonderland that maybe is more recognizable in this video. But in any case, that's Alice sitting next to him. And we're going to see all the characters we've already met: Tweedledee, Tweedledum, the Cheshire Cat, the Caterpillar with the Hookah, and a special appearance by the Red Queen. You may remember the Red Queen was not a very nice person, and you can see that in this portrayal.
I ain't got nothing to lose by having some faith. I ain't got nothing to prove to people who hate. So what I'm finna do is say it again, yeah. Trust gets you killed, love gets you hurt, being real gets you hated. So tell me what it's worth. I done seen these people change and try to twist up all my words. I've been stuck inside a maze, they say that means that I'm on earth. If they wanna know my pain, then they can read it in a verse. If they praying on my name, it pay to be inside a church. Don't need diamonds, don't need chains, I ain't a slave to all these perks. I ain't perfect, but I'm working that. I swear that I'm still searching for a reason. Now I'm feeling like I'm knocking off the TV. Underwater, no nobody in this building. I'm surrounded by this money, I'm redeeming. Dear God, protect us from anything that wasn't sent by you. Amen.
So there was Dax's Searching for a Reason, and a very spiritual song. Mentions God at the beginning, mentions God at the end, mentions God throughout the song, but not in a way of trying to convert anybody, more talking about his personal struggles and the challenges that he faces, and I guess the solace that he finds in his faith. But what a fabulous video. I wish I had seen the more recent version of Alice in Wonderland. Perhaps it would make a little more sense to me. But even without that, just a wonderful video musical performance. I'm sorry I was sleeping on Dax and missed this video when it came out 4 months ago. But I won't sleep on him again, because anyone that's capable of doing this type of work needs to be watched very carefully.